What's good, everybody? It is Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We like to call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not even close. Coming off a really good day at the brand. How about both legs of the underdog hitting yesterday? Thank you very much to Mad Max. And then the gym, all on the ice, courtesy of Alabama, the ice queen, and she nailed her over just like she said it was going to happen. Tied 3-3, going to overtime. Even if you had over 6, you still cashed that ticket. All right, let's bring in the stars of the show. You know them, you love them. Live from Nashville, Tennessee, the Pit House level M Square. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, fellas. Another day closer to the Super Bowl. I hate this long layoff, this long week, but fortunately we have a really fun golf tournament on the West Coast here. Let's talk about it.
You're damn right. Pebble Beach, 3 courses, 3-day cut. I love it. Live from New York City, Jay Smooth, but you can call him the machine. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. I can't believe Mike isn't a big Pro Bowl guy, but you want to know what? We're all gonna make it work.
You know, when you see on social media, Jay Smooth, oh, so-and-so, Tom Brady, aggravated shoulder, can't play, so-and-so. Come on. The only players that want to play are guys that have Pro Bowl incentives in their contracts to make the game. Those are the only ones that want to play, and they want to party. Live from Las Vegas, Zach Attack, Zach Simony, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, this big layoff, but it's not a layoff for Vegas. They're hosting the NHL All-Star Game Saturday, and then, of course, the Pro Bowl Sunday. I'm hoping to take the family down for some of the pre-events down there in Summerlin. They're going to have a lot of Pro Bowl events for families, so it should be an exciting week for Vegas.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I've also heard that the hockey, Zach, they're going to do the All-Star Challenge like around Vegas, like different parts of Vegas for the challenge. Is that right?
Yeah, I saw something about in the Bellagio area. I need to take another look at that, but that sounds amazing.
Oh, that could be really, really cool. I can't wait to see it. Maybe NHL Network, ESPN, one of those. All right, let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines, and let's start right again. Super Bowl, it's always going to trump everything else in the next 2 weeks. Mikey, I'll come to you.
Yeah, I want to talk about the referee again. If you watched the Early Edge last week, we talked about the referee in the Bengals-Chiefs game not calling many penalties. In the Super Bowl, head referee is Ron Torbert. It's an interesting name, Tobert, excuse me. It's an interesting spot here because this is the referee that was in the Week 17 Bengals-Chiefs game that had a few questionable calls that really helped the Bengals benefit for like 3 back-to-back on one player. This ref has a really strong history with the LA Rams. He has officiated 7 games in the Sean McVay era. The Rams are 6-1 straight up, 5-2 against the spread, should be 6-1 against the spread. It was a game where they intentionally did not score a touchdown in the final few seconds to let the clock bleed out, where they would have covered that spread. But we need to talk about the penalty yards here in this one. He had 7 games this year with 100+ penalty yards. One where he was part of the Rams game, one where he was part of that Bengals game against the Chiefs. But as our good friend RJ White likes to say, the biggest stars could come out to play here in the Super Bowl with the referees. So pay attention to that.
It's a very, very good point. And with those weapons that the Rams have, Mikey, the way the Bengals on Sunday were holding and grabbing and going, they're going to want to try and do that and see how far they can get with Cooper Kupp, OBJ, and all those weapons from the Rams. Great storyline to keep an eye on. Of course, we'll talk about it throughout the next 10 days as we are live next week from Los Angeles. Okay, let's get back to college basketball because sometimes you can find value in the teams that aren't named Duke and Kansas and Kentucky. Jay Smooth, what do you got?
All right, Coach. I'm actually going to go one step further. I think it's easier to bet on games that aren't like Kansas and Duke and all the big names. And today is a good example of that. We have 44 games on the college basketball slate. 33 of them tip off at the 7 o'clock hour. So you're going to have a lot of action compared to just 11 between 8 and 9 p.m. There's also a big marquee matchup between Nova and Marquette at 10 p.m. There's a big matchup today with Illinois and Wisconsin. You're going to get to watch Johnny Davis take on Coburn, which is going to be cool. But I think there's a lot more value in that 7 o'clock hour. It might be more fun to watch the marquee ones, but most of my bets today are going to be in that period where maybe the book can't get a good grasp. There's a lot more going on. There's a lot less volume on bets. It leads to better edges and better places to make some money. So let's get after it.
Oh, I tell you what, when I've got my 4 or 5 screens here in my office, I like the small schools just as much as I like the big schools, no doubt about it. All right, now there is a small school that most people don't even know is Division I, I would guess. Zach, what do you got?
Yeah, one of the smaller conferences that Jay Smooth was just touching on is the Big South. They have several matchups today. One is Presbyterian against Campbell. Presbyterian is the home team. But an interesting nugget here with Presbyterian, their last 5 games have all been decided by 3 points or less. Just amazing. They've lost 2 games by a point, won 1 by a point, lost a game by 2 points, and lost another one by 3 points. Campbell is the favorite here. It's -1.5 to 2 points. You got to wonder if they're going to break through finally tonight and get away from another close game.
You almost feel like you want to play them just to root for them. But as Jay Smooth said, with 33 games at 7 o'clock, I doubt Presbyterian is going to make my ticket tonight, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's get into our plays for the day. And if you are not a SportsLine member, what in the world are you doing? But I'm going to do you a solid. Use a promo code EDGE, and I'll give you 30 days for free. Right now, you've got Super Bowl, you've got hockey, college basketball, NBA. Baseball's not coming up, but we can live without it. Soccer, MMA, you've got it all, and we've got it all for you at SportsLine. Use that promo code EDGE, or you can just join. Come and join the most inclusive community in all of the land. All right, from SportsLine today, we've got 2 plays. We're going to go to the pitch, 10 p.m. Eastern, Mexico and Panama. We got all these World Cup qualifiers before the big leagues return to action this weekend. So we're going to go both teams to score. As you all know, that's my favorite bet in soccer. Then we're going to go to the NBA. Hornets at the Celtics. We're going to go Celtics -4.5. This game tips at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Celtics coming off a blowout of the Heat. They are starting to play better. The Hornets have horrible defense. So we'll take the Celtics at home, laying the 4.5. Now, last week, I had the good fortune of heading down south to San Diego for an incredible Farmers Insurance Open finish, plus 20,000 for Luke List getting his first win on tour. This week, they go to Pebble Beach, 3 courses. It's glorious, but I need some action. So M squared, you know the drill, son! Give it to me.
All right. If you're not a diehard golf fan or follower, this one's going to feel a lot like a Jay Smooth college basketball pick. It's Denny McCarthy +100 against Matt Kuchar. No real huge names here anymore at this point, but I like this spot for Denny McCarthy. He's +100, even money over on DraftKings against Matt Kuchar. Kuchar didn't play last week. Denny McCarthy did T6, but it's really about his body of work since the calendar, or since right before the calendar flipped over into 2022. He put together a string of really good results. These guys are very similar. They're not great in terms of strokes gained tee to green, but McCarthy has one pretty distinct edge over Matt Kuchar, especially in a setup like this, and that is the strokes gained on putting. I like his putting ability here. I think that he's also going to be improving off of the tee. I think this is a great spot for McCarthy. I think he's a little underpriced and probably will be for the first, month or so of this season. So I like him here in this head-to-head. And then I have a little bit of a longer shot play for you. I have a top 40 or a top 20, and it's Matthias Schwab. He's someone who's played the Korn Ferry Tour and the European Tour, mixes in the PGA Tour a little bit, but not a name that a lot of people know. Very, very, very talented. I like him in this field. I think this is a great setup for him. I'm taking him for a top 40 finish, which is something you can find at some books. That's coming back at +170. It's a very similar bet to him making the cut. If he does make the cut, I do anticipate him to be closer to the top 20 in this field. If you don't have that, I have also already played him for a top 20 finish, which comes back at +500. And another thing to note in this field, Will Zalatoris had to withdraw due to COVID protocols. Definitely helps bring down the strength of the field in this event.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was already lower than normal, too. And a lot of people always ask me, because I did Pebble Beach a couple of years ago, did the announcing for it. And they're like, how come the top players don't go? It's Pebble Beach. Well, it's really, really cold at this time of the year, and there are 6-hour rounds because it's a pro-am. It takes forever, and a lot of the top players just don't like that. That's why the field is where it is. But Zalatoris plays every single week, and he should have won last week. He had a 6-foot putt on 18 to win and couldn't get the job done. By the way, a quick shout-out to Nate in the chat. He says, what the is this guy screaming for? Ladies and gentlemen, can you please welcome Nate to the show for the very first time today? Because clearly it is the first time he's watching the show. Nate, welcome. Welcome to Early Edge. All right. Okay, let's get into our board for the day when it comes to college hoops. I can't wait. What did you say, Jay Smooth? How many? 40 some games? Yeah. 44 games tonight. All right, I'll sit back. What do you got for us, big boy?
All right, let's do it. First of all, really quick to Zach and Presbyterian. I love the Blue Hose, one of the greatest names in college basketball. They really could have gone with the Blue Sox, but they went with the Blue Hose, and they'll forever be legends for that one. But all right, let's get into it. I'll stay with the Big South, actually. So I'll go with SC Upstate -2.5 versus Hampton. It's actually fell to -2, and I really don't get it. So the model has this one around 6.5, 7 points, right at 6.5. Sorry. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this because I think it's going to get to around 10 because this is crazy. Listen to these results. SC Upstate just beat NCA&T by 20 points, and they beat Gardner-Webb by 13 when they were 12.5-point underdogs. This is in their last 4 games. They're playing out of their mind. And meanwhile, Hampton is just maybe one of the worst teams in basketball. 358 schools. Their effective field goal percentage is 3rd worst in the nation. And they're still only a 2-point underdog today. I don't get it. I'm going to go take the points. SC Upstate -2, -2.5, whatever you got it. I think it can get to 10. Then East Carolina +1.5. We've been winning on them. We just won when they were at home versus Cincinnati. It was only their 2nd home loss of the year, but they covered because they only lost by 1. I think, again, they should be primed to win at home coming off that loss. I do not love this Temple team. I think it's going to be close, but the model makes them a 1-point favorite. So I'm going to grab the 1.5 points on East Carolina.
All right, I love those as well, but always follow my guys. Become a SportsLine member. You can get picks on many more games than this. Patrick in the chat says, when you guys give out golf picks, especially head-to-head matchups, can we please get the books it's available at? That's the interesting thing, Patrick, that in rounds 1 and rounds 2, normally they're all different at all different books. We use most of our lines from Caesars. So if we give out a line, there's a very, very, very good chance it's at Caesars. But the reason that Mikey gives the explanation is so you can use that information and maybe play it in a different head-to-head matchup if you don't have Denny McCarthy against Matt Kuchar. That's the whole reason we give you the explanation. On weekends, it's a little more uniform because usually the bets are who they're playing against in their group. That's the difference between the beginning and the weekend. Hopefully that helps a little bit. All right, now, whenever I stare into the eyes of Zach Attack, and I hope, Nate, it's okay if I get a little dramatic here on our show. Whenever I look into the eyes of Zach, I understand that there is a savage there that whenever you back him into a corner, he just doesn't like it and comes out fighting. That's why I put him in the maestro spot this morning. So, Zach Attack, I know the pressure's on, but I know you can handle it. What do you got?
I'm ready to go here, Coach. We're going to go to one of the great campuses in the Bronx with Fordham +4.5. They're hosting Rhode Island. Both of these teams come in with losing streaks. Fordham's lost 5 straight. Rhode Island's lost 3 straight. But it's been unexpected for Rhode Island. They were 12-4. Looked like they would be a serious contender in the A-10, but they are just having extreme foul trouble issues throughout each of their last 3 games. 21 fouls against George Washington, 18 against Richmond, and 17 against Dayton. And it's really affected the way they've been able to play the last 10 minutes of a game, especially that Richmond game. We saw them be aggressive, just attack the hoop, and they were just backing off because they couldn't foul anymore. So those foul troubles are plaguing them, and that's something you can't fix overnight. So I like Fordham in this spot, who have covered the last 3 matchups against Rhode Island.
Oh, that is absolutely in a nice little bowed box. Give me Fordham, which in a related note is exactly what their home gym is like as well. All right, we are up against it. I cannot believe that's still a college gym, by the way. I just cannot believe it. I can't believe they still play there. Wow. All right, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of AB on the 1s and the 2s. M squared, 2 plays from the Pebble Beach festivities. Denny McCarthy, great putter over Matt Kuchar also a good putter. Matthias Schwab, top 40 finish, a plus 170. Then Jay Smoot, 2 plays from the college hardwood, USC Upstate, as he says, playing out of their minds, minus 2.5. Then East Carolina's plus 1.5. Then Zach Attack, he's on Fordham, plus 4.5 tonight. Then 2 plays from SportsLine. We're going to go Mexico, Panama, both teams to score. By the way, the United States plays tonight as well. We will have our soccer-only episode return on Thursday to get you set for the return of the international world of soccer this weekend. You don't want to miss that with Buckets and with Martin W. Green. Then the Celtics, minus 4.5 as well over the Hornets. Then the 2-piece. Oh, AB getting very creative with the names now. We'll go Celtics on the money line, Lakers on the money line, coming off a day where we hit the gem 3 ways on the ice yesterday. Let's do it 2 days in a row. Damn, I love doing this so very much. All right. Remember, we're going to be live all next week. Follow our YouTube channel. Turn on those notifications so you know every single time we have any content. And we may or may not be making AB do some stunts for Super Bowl week. We're still trying to decide. All right, there's only one thing left to do. And Nate, if you didn't like the M squared thing, then you're really not like this. All right? You've got your marching orders. Yes, I yelled again. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, M squared. Oh, Jay Smooth, the machine. Oh. AB on the 1s and the 2s. And then Zach Attack, live from Las Vegas. See, Nate, I can do whatever I want to do. I promise that's the last one. I'm just messing with you. All right? Tell all your friends. You want to have fun. You want to feel included. You want to be part of the community. Right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.